You Yeah, I don't ever remember feeling like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers. I don't know what you're doing. I want you to get your mouse. I want you to check me out. And I want you to check me out. Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Hit subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship. Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Revit, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'm gonna talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things. You know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, and subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that click the link, that click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' blow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world, blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. We gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it do and where it can go. To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you. Step, side, side, got me round, dip it now, separate, bring it back. Let me see you do the love slide. Step, side to side, yeah, round, dip it now. Separate, bring it back. Let me see you do the love slide. See, my whole world goes around because you spin me, yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Hey, step in the name of love. Hey. Yeah, buddy. That's my jam. Free R. Kelly, goddammit. Happy New Year. And remember, if they ask you why you did it, hey, tell them we did it for love. That's right. If they ask you why you did it, hey, we did it for love. That's right, y'all. Hey, what's going on? Merry New Year! Merry New Year to everyone. I am so happy to be here with you today. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am so happy to be with everyone here today. Viva Nepal! Viva Nepal! What's good in the hood, y'all? I am so happy to be here to do another show with y'all. We're going to have ourselves a good time. I'm feeling good. I hope y'all had a good new year. I hope that y'all enjoyed y'all family for this holiday season, because ain't nothing more important than family unless you get a whole bunch of money.
then that's really important. Now that money take you long. No, I'm just kidding. Ain't nothing, and I mean nothing more important than family. So I was able to see my family. It's been a while, and I was so glad, so happy to see them. We had a great time kicking it, hanging out with each other, and man, I enjoyed myself. I'm so glad that the Lord saw fit for us to miss all the wonderful weather that is in Chicago right now. I just want to say thank you, God, for allowing us to not be trapped in the lion's den. That is Chicago weather right now. Chicago weather is fucking up everything in the world, Craig. The world. Planes ain't taking off. Planes ain't landing. I don't know, but hey, all I know is me and mine, we at home. And hey, it's a little cold outside. It's like 30 degrees out there or whatever, but it's still good. Ain't no snow and ain't nothing shut down. So without further ado, we gonna keep it moving and we gonna have ourselves a funky good time. I hope that y'all had a really good holiday. If y'all didn't get to do nothing and y'all stayed home and y'all just chilled, if you just had time to just mentally decompress, that's fine and you should be all good. And I hope that you got to do that. But if you got to see your family and your friends and you got to step out for a little bit and to travel a little bit, hey, man, I'm glad you did because like I said, it was definitely worth it for me. I had an amazing time and I'm glad, so glad that I did it. So, oh shit, stop doing that, Siri. Bitch, that's your problem. You run your mouth too much. This bitch has lost her mind, man. I don't know what to tell you about her. She always talking. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just glad to be here, man. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. And with that being said, I am going to move into my show. And without further ado, my favorite part of the show.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Yes. All right. So, this is really going to be, I was really torn when I saw this, what happened with this show and what I'm about to break down tonight. This is one of those things where it was really, really, really one of those just unfortunate events. You ever talk about a Lemony Snicket's moment? This is definitely one of those series of unfortunate events. It really is. But at the end of the day, from a law enforcement perspective, I understand what's happening and I understood what happened. And I'm definitely got a few things that I'm going to point out because this is kind of like become one of those things where they're starting to want to, every time there's a shooting in a blue state, there's time to reevaluate everything and to talk about getting these guns off the streets. But when police officers do it, now it's time to reform policing. You got a bunch of people who ain't cops, who ain't never been cops, or you got some people that are cops that's trying to further their political agenda and trying to get them a political career that go through this stuff and they start talking nonsense to some degree, but they try to raise the question and say, well, maybe we should do this and we should reform that, reform. That's what happens. So with that being said, I'm going to give my opinion on this. And hey, if you guys got questions or anything like that, please feel free. We're going to have ourselves a good old time tonight. So for those of you who don't know, I am going to, if I can find my page. I thought I had it up here. Oh yeah, I did. It's on another. It's not in this one. It's in this one, I think. Yeah, there we go. All right. So I'm gonna read. Yes, I can read. I'm going to read. I was brought here to lead, not to read, but I am gonna read this time and talk about what it is that we have thus far experienced with this whole shooting thing. It's one of those things. So like I said again, man, it's just one of those unfortunate things that have taken place, but it still needs to be addressed and it still needs to be talked about. So That's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to read this real quick, and then we're going to talk about it, and we're going to watch a couple of videos about it, and I'm going to break it down. Yeah, he said, well, Brian, good to see you. Hey, good to see you too, man. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Click that like button. Click that subscribe button. I'm telling y'all right now. Look, I'm about to say this now on January 1st, 2022. If I don't get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, then I'm going to quit YouTube. So we gonna get to 10,000 subs this year. I'm giving myself the year now. So I'm giving myself the year to get to 10,000 subs. I'm only about 1,000 subs away. So we gotta get this together. Oh, I'm quitting. God damn it. No, I'm quitting. No. Y'all got all these other people getting tens of thousands of subs. I look at it like this. If Kwame Brown can get to 400,000 subs just by talking shit and lying on niggas, god damn it, I could at least get to 10. Because I'm telling the truth. I should at least be able to get to 10,000 subs. If Kwame could get to 400,000, god damn it, I know that my truth telling ass can at least get to 10,000. I'm sorry. So y'all better do whatever y'all need to do. So I'm telling your grandmothers, get your grandmother a YouTube account and sign up and subscribe to my channel today. Okay? We all got to step up here, people. We all got to do our parts. And y'all need to make sure that the people who ain't even on YouTube that's in your family, you need to get them accounts this year and get them subscribed to my channel. Jesus. But I digress. I know. Man, I'll tell you, I will say this though before I go into the show. Man, I was watching my man Tommy, and I tell y'all this. Y'all motherfuckers that don't like Tommy, whatever issue you got with Tommy, I don't give a fuck. That's my nigga. But I will say this. That nigga called this whole Kwame Brown shit like he was Miss Cleo. He called this shit, and he said he was gonna slow walk this nigga down, and he did. And that just the rise and fall of a nigga. That should be the name of that should be the name of this nigga's story. The rise and fall of a nigga. That shit is insane. Just the shit that he's doing now. And I'm gonna tell you this. That Gilbert Arenas, he don't want that. He needs to be like Gilbert Arenas. You know what Gilbert Arenas did to Kwame? Gilbert Arenas whooped Kwame Brown's ass like Tommy the Hitman Hearns whooped Martin ass. Oh, Martin. He was like, this is gonna hurt. He put that uppercut on Martin, and Martin flew up and was in that wall, and he was like, I don't want to fight no more. I don't want to fight no more. He's like, Gina, I love you. Man, I'm telling you, that Gilbert Arenas nigga, hey boy, you talking about, I don't know what kind of validation you can't get. You could. The only greater validation that Tommy could get from the shit that Gilbert has confirmed and reaffirmed is for Mike and Kobe to talk. And one of them two can't, but god damn it, man. It don't get no realer than that. I'm telling y'all, if y'all ain't seen this shit, Gilbert Arenas went straight gangster on that nigga and told that nigga flat out, nigga, this ain't what you want. You need to back your shit up. Shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my face, Blue. All I pay you to do is to spin record. That's it. That shit was ignorant. I'm telling you. Yes, that whole that Doodoo Brown shit, nigga, the nigga played like shit. Hey boy, I don't know how you come back from that. I'm just saying. I just don't know. But that shit's fucked up. That shit is fucked up. I don't know what you come to do, but I tell you, it better not be come to talk about Gilbert. So I hope that That nigga need to just sidestep and do the Homer Simpson and back off into the bushes on that one, because that shit there, man. All right, but let's go. So, this is from the Washington Post, and it says a perfect storm of factors led to a fatal police shooting of a 14-year-old girl, experts say. And essentially, the death of a teenage girl in Los Angeles area department store has ignited questions over police officers' decision to fire a rifle in a crowded public space while pursuing a suspect who did not have a gun. While Valentina Orellana-Peralta, age 14, and her mother, Soledad Peralta, were shopping Thursday for Christmas clothes, a man began assaulting other customers with a bike lock and a Burlington store in North Hollywood, California. When police intervened, the teenager was shot. When a bullet pierced a dressing room wall, she died in her mother's arms. Now, here's my thing about that. And this is kind of like, this is when people that are writing this don't know shit about, guns, don't know shit about how this shit goes. They don't know about police training and tactical training, how this shit goes. In my opinion, the rifle was the correct choice. A rifle gives you better accuracy, and a rifle also, it's easier to aim. However, with that being said, as far as the type of bullet that was in that rifle could be something to question. I don't know what department standards are for LAPD, but in some police departments, they have different type of bullet standards. So I don't know what the standard is. In my opinion, I would think that they would maybe have more of a hollow. Matter of fact, do I have my bullet here? Shit. It's in my case. I'm gonna get it in a minute once I start a video or something, and I'm gonna show y'all the difference in the types of bullets that I'm talking about. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of options here, but we'll do that later. But the thing is that with a handgun could have easily done the same thing. So I don't know if they're gonna try to make that case, but a handgun could have gotten to this same exact place. I don't know if they've even identified, because it wasn't just him that shot, based on from what I've learned, from what I've seen. There's also different shooters. So I don't know whose bullet did what or how that happened, but it's definitely one of those things where this is just something that's just a bad thing. It's just one of those, not bad thing, but it's an unfortunate thing that happened. So we'll definitely talk about that. So, yeah, that was just one of those things. But the teenager was shot when a bullet pierced the dressing room wall. She died in her mother's arms. I had no idea she had been shot, Peralta said in a statement. Her body went limp. I tried to wake her up by shaking her, but she didn't wake up. The Los Angeles Police Department on Monday released video footage that we do have that shows the teen girl was hit inside the store after an officer fired at the suspect, 24-year-old Daniel Elena Lopez, who also died. I think somebody educated me on this before, but why do Mexicans have these double names, these two names at the end? I don't know why they always, like, in the news, in the media, they always saying that. I can't remember who also somebody told me this before, explained it to me, but I can't remember what they told me. But it's always a Mexican that's in the news or something. It's like her name was Elena Lopez Dominguez. Her name was Consuela Peralta Ortega. It's like, it's always an extra name. I don't know what that is. Is it just a hyphenated thing or what? I don't know. But somebody explained it to me before and they corrected me, but I just forgot. All right. So video showed that the officer who fired the fatal shot for a rifle with a magnified optic, a choice that's puzzled the public, and law enforcement professionals. Now, here's my thing. That should not be, maybe a citizen could maybe not understand it, but I don't see why a law enforcement professional would be puzzled by that. I don't see that. Oh, it's the mom and dad's last name. Oh, okay. I got you. All right, cool. Thanks. So, shout out to Citizen Man 2.0. Appreciate it. But my thing is this. It's like, if you have a rifle, you have an optic on it. That's a red dot. It's not necessarily, and I don't, even if it is a magnified optic or whatever, but in most cases, especially in most of these setups, they usually have a red dot with their AR-15. So that's not puzzling. That's actually common sense, makes sense tactics. You should have a red dot on your fucking rifle. So I don't know why they would say that, make it seem like, oh, well, I don't know why they did that. No, you should have an optic on your rifle. You should have a red dot on your rifle. Somebody, anybody, everybody who got one, scream, because you know that's how it should be. There is no, if you, anybody out here that buys a rifle, you are not going to use iron sights. You should know how to shoot with iron sights in case in the event that your optic ever dies or ever fails, you should know how to shoot with your iron sights. But the red dot optic is the best thing to put on your rifle, period, point blank. I don't know why people think that that's some shit that's puzzling. I don't know why a law enforcement professional would be puzzled by that, but it's obviously a law enforcement professional that don't know shit about law enforcement to say that that's puzzling, or to say that that choice is quite troubling, or I don't know, but that's standard practice. That is standard practice. Anybody, what the fuck is this over here in the chat? Hold on. There we go. Anybody that has a AR-15 should definitely have a optic on it, a red dot. So experts' reactions range from approval to condemnation. While some criticize the lethal force and choice of weapon used to confront a suspect who did not have a gun. Here's the other thing. I don't know why they're saying this, but this is the type of shit that happens in the media. This is what the media does. A lock is a deadly weapon. You can literally kill somebody if you hit them in the right spot. You can give a motherfucker a concussion. You can cause brain damage. You can cause grave bodily harm with a lock. Plain and simple. So I don't know why the hell they making it seem, well, it wasn't, he only had a lock and a, no, fuck that. And this dude is wilding out, fucking people up. No, he got what he got. Plain and simple. So who did not have a gun, others said police handled the situation correctly. Hell yeah, they did. Albeit with a tragic result. The scrutiny underscores the difficult callous for responding officers. Some 911 calls suggest that Elena Lopez was an active shooter. Yeah, that's fucked up. The increasing frequency of those type of calls and hindsight from such situations over the previous decades justifying urgent action, some say. At the same time, renewed focus on police killings has drawn criticism of their tactics. And like I said, to me, I get it. You definitely want to look at this situation and pick the things that you can learn from it, but I don't see why this would be an issue. I just don't. Especially with all of the shit that's going on in California, all of the uptick in crime and all of that shit that's happening, and the fact that people are literally, we have people in the streets telling people, don't come to LA, don't come to Compton, don't come to California. It's fucked up here. Just saying. With that kind of stuff happening and you have that type of stuff going on and people are telling you not to come because you can't be safe, then it is what it is. So there's no simple answer, a use of force gray area. This is what this next section says. There is no simple answer for which an officer chooses, according to Michael Genico, a police practices professional who was once chief of civil rights of the civil rights section of the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California. Okay, there are no hard and fast rules. He said, according to the officers, are given a lot of discretion into how to respond to tactical situations when there is time to plan. Ideally, you want to designate somebody as a lethal cover and have less lethal ammunition available, like a taser or bean bags. I didn't see any deployment of those. Okay. Officers are trained to stop a threat, thank you, or stop the force, leaving somewhat of a gray area for officers to choose what kind of force to use to respond to different scenarios, Genico said. The officer who released his deadly shots in the Burlington store reminded him of a 2014 case of Laquan McDonald. Oh my fucking God. This is my first time reading all of this. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you see what I mean? How you have people that don't know shit about law enforcement, but then you have those that do know shit about law enforcement and are trying to catapult and further their political careers? Are you fucking kidding me? This guy said this reminded him of the 2014 Laquan McDonald. For those of you who have not seen or know who Laquan McDonald is, you can go look on the Relationship Rehab and United Guns of America channel. You can type that in and you can see that I did a story about it. Laquan McDonald, a black 17-year-old who was killed while walking away from officers with a knife in hand. Released video shows Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke had escalated the situation with his first shot and then shot McDonald more times while he was gunned down, while he was on the ground. Van Dyke was sentenced to more than 6 years behind bars for the shooting. Now here's why I'm calling bullshit. That fucking officer, this Jenico, whoever the fuck that is, he ain't shit for mentioning that with this type of shooting. Clearly two different things. Not even close. There's not even a part or a piece of either one of these instances that can be compared. None whatsoever. And he gonna throw Laquan McDonald onto this officer, into this whole case? That's bullshit. That is like gaslighting at its finest. Why would you even bring that up? He might as well say, well, it's kind of like, the reminded me of, Rodney King too. And it also reminded me of George Floyd. It reminded me of Ahmaud Arbery. Like, come the fuck on, man. That's ridiculous. But whatever. Officers have not yet revealed the race and identity of the officer. He's a black dude who fired the shots last week. He has been placed on paid leave pending a review. It's become a situation where you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Thank you, said Adam Berkovici, who is a retired police lieutenant from LAPD and expert witness. After the Columbine and Parkland shootings, there was a lot of criticism about police and not acting quickly enough in these situations. But conversely, you also see a lot of criticism when police actually act quickly and actually act quickly on the information they get. Lopez turned out to not be an active shooter, but a slew of emergency calls generated misinformation about the situation. One 911 call from a store employee described Lopez as a hostile customer, to say the least. When y'all see what the fuck this dude was doing, you're going to be like, wow. Who was going around the store searching for people to attack with a bike lock. Yes, he was literally walking around giving everybody he could fucking lumps. Like, I'm busting your shit. I'm going to beat your ass with this lock. That's what he was pretty much doing. The caller said the man may have had been under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Another caller said Lopez had a gun. Others were unsure according to the calls. Exactly. You just don't know. The combination of misinformation about the suspect's weapon, the location of the crime scene, and the officer's handling of the situation created a perfect storm for a tragedy to unfold, said retired police officer Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey. It was just the worst scenario, Dorsey said. The suspect didn't have a gun. He was positioned in front of a room that held a mom and her daughter. Do you hear that? You hear that? I'm going to read that one more time. Or as my man DJ Just Jay would say, I'm going to put a pin in that. The suspect didn't have a gun. He was positioned in front of a room that held a mom and her daughter who were just trying to shelter in place. And then you got this whack job with this rifle shooting rocket launchers. Really? This dude is a whack job with a rifle shooting rocket launchers. It was too much. That's what the fuck they telling that this officer was doing. Do y'all hear this? It's like they are just fucking feeding, or they're like, what do you call that? They're just eating their own. You weren't there. And then you're going to turn around and you're going to say that this dude was a whack job with a rifle shooting rocket launchers. That don't even make sense. And yet another reason why women shouldn't be police officers. Did you hear what she said? This is what she said. She said this motherfucker was shooting rockets in a goddamn department store. Okay, I got you. Like Berkovici, Dorsey said police responded correctly to quickly unfolding the fluid and well, that's not correct. They typed that wrong. Unfolding a fluid situation, especially as they came in thinking it was an active shooter and the suspect had a weapon that was capable of causing significant bodily harm, injury, or death. She said, however, she found fault with the officer wielding a rifle and firing the 3 rounds that pierced through the dressing room walls that killed Orellana-Peralta. Here's my thing. And we're going to go, I'm not going to read all this because all the rest of this shit is a little bit too much. No, I want to read this part. Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm not going to read that part because that's all the same thing and that's just talking about the same stuff. And I already know about that, and I'm going to say that. So, all right, cool. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to move into the video. But my thing was this. It's funny to me how police officers will, especially those that have not been in these situations, will talk shit just to make their point seem like they have, like they're on the other side. They'll say anything to control the narrative when they know good and goddamn well what the job is like. And it's like this police officer responding to this type of call with all of this different information. What else would you have him do? Wait until the criminal decides on what's going on? Wait until the criminal does something or kills someone? Then y'all ask to turn around and say the police didn't act fast enough. Y'all will turn right back around and say it. And it's like every single time there's an officer involved shooting, it seems as though there's always somebody that's trying to just kill and destroy the police department and the officer and find out everything he did that was wrong. How about this asshole that came into the store being the bad guy for once? When are we going to get back to making it to where the person who actually did the fucking crime is the bad guy, is the villain? When are we going to get back to that? Because it seems as though every time we have something like this happen, it's all a bunch of finger pointing and everybody's trying to either get paid from a lawsuit or they're trying to blame, the next guy, all for their own personal gain. Never just being righteous, never just doing the right thing, never just looking at this from a righteous point of view and trying to actually say, hey, this is what actually happened. Here's how it went down. Never that. It's always some extra shit added to control a particular narrative. How about you just tell the truth? Instead of over exaggerating certain points to try to bolster your own fucking point or your own fucking narrative, I should say. It's crazy that people are doing this shit, but let's go ahead and let's get into this.
And now you will hear a heart-wrenching, broken-hearted mother.
This fucking piece of shit here.
Soledad, who was with her daughter, and she's going to speak from her heart, and then Attorney Contreras will translate. We'll take off your mask. If you got, yeah.
I got it.
And I'm just going to say this because they got to be said. Ben Crump is a fucking vulture. He is a fucking vulture. I'm just saying. He is. Thank you, Nimba Zero. He just is. He is a fucking vulture, dude. You talking about race hustling at its finest? That's all this motherfucker does. Every time.
Wait, she okay? Do you think she needed No. Okay, no, she can. Just talk loud as you can.
Con solo 14 años, Valentina era nuestra pequeña hija. Estaba llena de alegría, tenía grandes sueños para su futuro.
Hey, Jerry, if you're not going to come in here and have a conversation, just don't come in here and type in my chat, you are still asleep, because nobody has no idea what that means. Articulate yourself, and if we need to have a conversation, we can do that, but just don't come into my chat and just type one-liners like that, please. Thank you.
Le quedaba mucha vida por vivir. Estábamos juntas en el momento de
She said the Eye of Sauron.
en un probador de
This
ropita
lady Sunday.
para la Navidad. Escuchamos gritos, nos sentamos en un asiento abrazadas, rezando. Cuando algo impactó a mi hija, Valentina, y nos lanzó al piso y murió en mi brazo. No pude hacer nada. No pude hacer nada. A ver a mi hija. No pude hacer nada. Al ver a una hija o hijo morir en tus brazos, es uno de los dolores más grandes y profundos que un ser puede imaginar. Valentina significó el mundo para mí. Para
Ain't nobody
su
gonna
familia,
translate this
amigos,
shit?
compañeros y vecinos. Ahora,
The hell did I
nuestro dulce
download?
ángel se ha ido para siempre. Valentina, danos fuerza, ángel, para hacer justicia. Hija mía, te amo. No puedo más.
Why didn't nobody translate this?
Ya lo terminé, hija, ya lo terminé. Ya terminé de leer.
Now you will hear from attorney. Contreras will translate.
Thank you. God damn. No comprende. Exactly.
Recibió mucho amor, mi hija.
At only 14 years old, Valentina
Thank you.
was our
Thank you, Juan. I appreciate it, man. We get Juan, ladies and gentlemen, in the audience, in the chat, who's explaining this, who's translating for us. I appreciate you, Juan. That's what I'm talking about. Rehab is making it happen. Juan says she's describing that her daughter died in her arms and that she's seeking justice for her daughter's death. All righty. Thank you. Thank you, Juan. We're going to let this person who appeared, I think they're about to translate it for us, but yeah.
our young daughter. She was full of joy and she had big dreams for her future. She had a lot of life to live. We were together at Burlington in North Hollywood. We were trying out clothes for Christmas. We heard some screams. We sat down and hugged and started praying. When something impacted my daughter Valentina, it threw us on the floor and she died in my arms and there was nothing I could do. To see a son or daughter die in your arms is one of the pains, the greatest pains and most profound pains that any human being can imagine. Valentina meant the world to us, to her family, to her friends, and to her schoolmates. And now our sweet angel has left forever.
Shout out to my
Please
man
give us
Billy. Go to hit
strength,
me on the cash
Valentina,
app.
Please give us strength, Valentina, to make justice for you.
And I will read some of the thoughts that her sister and her prepared. My name is Soledad. I am the mother of Valentina. My 14-year-old daughter and I got dropped off by her sister so we could get.
I swear for God, it seemed like being Crump illiterate ass is reading this like he just got this text message. Why are you reading like this, sir? You are a fucking lawyer and you can't fucking read. Like, see that I am, what the fuck? I mean, come on, man. You don't rehearse none of this? Jeez.
Gifts for Christmas. On the way to the Burlington factory store, we discussed her dreams of becoming an engineer, becoming an American citizen, her making good grades, that
Look at this.
she loved her school and she wanted to go to college. While in the dressing room,
Look at you
We
dumb
heard
son of a bitch.
commotion
You dumb son of a
and
bitch.
screaming.
Is it me or is this nigga really having a problem, man? What the fuck? And me, this dude, like, sir, you didn't prepare this. You didn't say, hey, look, I'm going to read what you text me and I'll read it out to the people as well. You know, just talk about what you going to do before you get up there and do it. And you said, well, who gonna go now? Okay, I'm going to read what I received earlier and I'm going to tell you what they had said. They, like, come the fuck on, bro. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. God damn.
Valentina and I hugged each other. She went and locked the door to try to protect us. We started hugging each other tighter as more loud noises and commotion was being heard.
Look here. And look, I'm going to tell you. He said, Butter McCon said, how did he pass the bar exam? I guarantee you it wasn't an oral exam. I tell you, it was definitely multiple choice. And I know that motherfucker didn't have to speak to get that shit. Jesus fucking Christ. And then she was there. And here's my thing. As that family's lawyer, he's representing them. This would be a perfect time. And I mean a perfect time to read such a heartfelt message with feeling, with emotion to the masses. The last thing, if you're reading her account of what happened, you would want to read that as her lawyer. You would want to read that with as much emotion as you possibly can. You want to use things like voice inflection. You want to use things like enunciation so that people can actually feel the words that they have typed to you, sir. I'm not a fucking lawyer and I know that. I would make this shit as heartfelt as I possibly could so that people could understand it. And people would identify. I would get people to now even feel more sympathetic and empathetic towards this family. But instead, I'm reading like this my first time, and I'm about to take the first grade test for the Dick and Jane book reading. See Dick run. See Dick and Jane run. See Dick run fast with Jane. Jane can run fast too. Dick and Jane run fast. That's what this nigga doing.
Eyes closed, we began praying
Hey, look,
for peace.
like it ain't on his phone, like he reading somebody
for
else's shit.
safety, praying for everybody.
This nigga reading like it's coming up on the teleprompter on the phone, and the teleprompter guy's fucking up. And he's putting the words up too slow. That's what this motherfucker's reading like.
I was praying for my daughter, and I believe she was praying for my safety. All of a sudden, we felt an explosion that threw us both to the ground. That's when I saw white powder coming out of Valentina's body as she started having convulsions. I had no idea she had been shot. Her body went limp.
No, Leslie Solomon said Ben Crump sounds like a robot. I know robots that sound better than that. I'm sorry. No, Ben Crump sounds like an uneducated man. That's what the fuck Ben Crump sounds like. I have heard Siri can read better than this nigga. Google can read better than this nigga. Thank you, Fair Play. Alexa reads better than this nigga. Plain and simple. This nigga here is on some stupid shit. He does not seem like he can read well, and this nigga's a fucking lawyer. Here is what it says in the contract. All of the parties that are here listed below are hereby in agreement with what this contract lists below as the terms of this agreement. That's how this stupid ass nigga sound, man. Like, boy, if you don't shut the fuck up and get you an assistant, Jesus Christ.
I tried to wake up by shaking her, but she didn't wake up.
It's like it's his first time ever reading this.
Screaming for help. The police did not come to help me or my daughter, but I kept screaming. When the police finally came, they took me out of the dressing room and left my daughter laying there. I wanted them to help her, but they just left her laying there alone. We want justice for our angel, our precious little angel, Valentina.
Let me tell y'all something. This is one of the main reasons why when people tell me what credentials they have, it don't mean shit. This is exactly why when somebody talks about them having a PhD, somebody talk about them having a master's, I got my degree, I got my doctorate, I got this certification and that, all that shit, I'm telling you right now, don't put too much stock in what the fuck people can present to you as far as credentials. Don't. Respect what they've done, respect their credentials, I get it, but don't think that a motherfucker know what the fuck they doing just because they passed the bar. Because I'm telling you this right now, there's no way possible I would let this nigga read anything for me or my family on fucking national TV, out in fucking public, to the fucking media or anything. That nigga needs a fucking translator his goddamn self. Could you imagine this motherfucker in a courtroom? Could you imagine this dude having to read final remarks, closing arguments in a fucking courtroom? Could you imagine that? This nigga ain't doing nothing but going in representing families, and he just trying to come up with numbers for niggas. That's all he does. This nigga is saying, he look and see, you say your baby got hit by a bus? Okay, I know a couple of these that didn't happen before, and based on the entity that hit your baby, with a bus, we could probably get about 10 million. And he going there asking about, no, here's what I'm saying. We want 10 million. If there anybody ever said, nigga, we'll see you in court, y'all in trouble when it comes to this nigga having to speak. You can't have a nigga like this speaking for you. Now, if he has good negotiating tactics, I ain't hating on him, fine. But to have a nigga like this talking for you in the media, it's a bad look. If I was a company or a major corporation and I saw that this nigga was representing a family, I'd be like, fuck this stupid ass nigga. Let's take our chances in court. I'm just telling you from this. I'm like, did y'all see this nigga can't even read? Nigga, we going to court. This nigga can barely speak. We going to court. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, that nigga may have a big head, but it ain't nothing in it. That's all skull. That's exactly what I tell my team of lawyers. Don't let that big head fool y'all. That's all skull. That nigga skull about 3 inches thick. This nigga is dumb. Let's go to court.
From her mother and her aunt.
Look at his goofy ass.
Mark Brown.
You don't even know where the fuck he at.
Content by clicking the subscribe.
He don't even know where the fuck he's at. He like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and he like them motherfuckers on the Jetsons. Or and monkey, that means I love you. That's the only thing he didn't say. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't believe that nigga was up there speaking like that in the media and he know in his own goddamn heart that he can't talk. You can barely fucking complete a coherent sentence and you the nigga out in front in the media talking shit, reading statements. Man, if you don't shut the fuck up and get you an assistant or somebody who can actually read to speak for you, you need to be able to say, hey, go ahead and read this. Read that for me. Thank you. Jesus Christ. All right, let's go ahead and let's get into the actual story. We're going to go ahead and watch this video and see what happened and get it on broken down.
The Los Angeles Police Department releasing body cam video showing the frantic moments leading up to the shooting death of a 14-year-old girl by an officer who was firing at a suspect just 2 days before Christmas. And here's a portion of the footage. We want to warn you, it is disturbing.
That's the optic that they're talking about. That's on that rifle. Standard. Like, that's some shit you supposed to have on your fucking gun.
Hey, she's bleeding. She's bleeding.
There it is. You see that, right? You saw how that unfolded and what happened. You got somebody in front of you bleeding, already hurt. You got this guy that's running around here that's actually injuring people with all that information, and he came and he executed. In my opinion, that's a good shoot.
More surveillance video shows a man acting violently.
Do you see what he's doing?
You can see him swinging a metal bike lock at a woman and then pulling her by her hair, continuing to.
And he could literally, by what he's doing, he could literally have killed her. I don't know why people making it seem like a fucking lock is, and I can tell you, even in my old high school days, nigga, that was one of the best weapons you could sneak into your school. Shout out to Julian, goddammit. Putting a lock that you would use for your lockers, you would take that combination lock or take that master key lock, and you would take that lock and put it on your belt buckle as opposed to having it on your locker. Because you having it there, you can take your belt off if you getting jumped or you getting into a fight, and you can use that shit as a great fucking weapon. A lock will fuck somebody up real quick, fast, in a hurry. I've seen it. You put a lock on the end of a belt, you have it on your belt loop or your belt buckle, you put it right there on the end, you take that shit off. That is a very, very good weapon to have when you ain't got shit but your hands. Unless you got a knife or a gun nearby, that's a great weapon to have. You can create distance and you can strike a blow in the name of Gamma on a nigga any time you need to. Shout out to Gamma House at Julian, PLJ.
Strike her until she's bloody. That suspect was shot and killed by police. But with more on all of this, let's bring in Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey. She's a retired LAPD sergeant and author of a new book called The Confidence Chronicles.
And I promise you, I don't know this woman, but I promise you that bitch ain't bust a grape in her entire career. Ain't bust a motherfucking grape in her entire career. I promise you, I bet $500 on it. That bitch ain't bust a grape in her entire career.
The greatest crime story never told. And CNN senior legal analyst and former federal prosecutor, Ellie Honig. Great to see you both. Sergeant Dorsey, let's start with you. The suspect was also hit and died at the scene. A steel or metal cable lock was found near his body. No firearm was recovered. Do you find any fault with what the officers did here? Should the officer have fired the weapon?
I don't find any fault with what the officers did. They deployed tactically. They communicated continuously, and they gave the suspect an opportunity to surrender. They announced that they were coming up on the second floor, suggested that he make himself visible and surrender, and he did none of that. And while it's tragic that this young girl lost her life, there's no way to know that she was on the other side of that wall. We saw that for the most part, there weren't any patrons or customers up there on the second floor. And so let's not forget that there was a young woman who we saw just moments before being savagely beaten by this man with this chain with a lock on the end of it. And while it's not a gun, be clear, that's a deadly weapon. He could have easily killed her.
No question about it. And just as clear is the just heartbreaking tragedy of this young girl's death. Ellie, what's your reaction to Sergeant Dorsey saying?
So I don't understand why she was saying the other shit in the goddamn article. Talking about the rockets from a rocket launcher and all that shit. I don't get that, but what the fuck ever.
There was no fault with the officers here. Is it possible even still that the officer could face criminal prosecution?
Well, John, prosecutors will, of course, have to do a complete investigation, but my initial instinct based on what we know so far is very similar to Sergeant Dorsey's. Of course, this is an unthinkable tragedy. The law in California says that a police officer is entitled to use lethal force to discharge his or her weapon if it's necessary to prevent imminent, meaning immediate, threat of death or great bodily injury. And I think the video image that we've seen shows that these police officers walked into the scene of a rampage. This individual, Mr. Lopez is his name, he was on a rampage. He was hitting people with a heavy metal object, which, as Sergeant Dorsey noted, can do real damage. They walked right past a bloodied woman. So it's a tragic situation. We have to get all the facts.
Yep.
But I do think that ultimately this shooting will be ruled a justified shooting by the police.
And what's that process for determining if the officers acted reasonably under the circumstances?
Yeah, so under the law, you have to look at what the officer reasonably knew at that moment. The law actually says you can't go back and use sort of perfect hindsight and say, well, for example, there was this person, this young woman behind the wall there. There's no way, based on the evidence we've...
There was no way that you could have known that. There's just no way. And MPC, I got to go ahead and I got to acknowledge your comment that you made. MPC says excuse me. He says it didn't, wait, damn, I just missed the damn comment. Oh, he says they can't really pull the race card because, you know, it's a black officer and it was a Hispanic woman that got shot. So they really can't play the race card in this one saying, oh, well, you know, it was because of this, that's why that happened. And because he is a black cop that shot and it's a Hispanic person. Now, had that been a white cop and had that been a black girl in that dressing room, it's fucked up that I have to say this, but we be having an entirely different conversation. Had the roles had been, and that in itself gives you the clear picture of how much of a problem we have with our society. If that cop was white and the guy who was beating up the people was black or white and the girl that got shot was black, oh my God. Had that officer just been white by itself, there would have been a race issue here. There would have been a race issue here. Ben Crump would have been outside talking about, I don't know why we always get young black Mexicans and young black girls that's being shot. Like, that's what would have happened. That's exactly what would have happened. This is one of those things where it's like, I'm glad that the people that are involved are minorities because you can't play the race card here.
We've seen that the officers could have known that. Police and prosecutors have to get every bit of evidence here. They have to run the ballistics. They have to review every second of surveillance video, of body cam video. They have to interview everyone who was there, police officers, bystanders, get the complete picture, and then they'll make their legal conclusion.
Now, Sergeant Dorsey, put us in the police officer's shoes. This is a clothing store, open during shopping hours, middle of a busy holiday season. So what's the protocol when it comes to assessing that kind of environment and ensuring that others are not in the line of fire, understanding that there was no way to see the young girl and her mother behind that wall?
Right.
Well, we could hear the officers as they are on scene asking some of the people who are either exiting the store or working in the store, are there any customers upstairs? They knew he was on the second level. And so they're being observant as they're going up the escalator to that second level, and they're perusing their environment. They're looking left to right as they're walking, trying to locate the suspect. And you don't see anyone until they encounter the victim. And so what's in the mind of the officers?
Jerry said, bruh, I'm sorry. I did not hear all the facts, but I still, as a black man, don't like it. He was wrong, and wrote RONG. Why are we as niggas like this? I don't understand that. It's like we refuse to take responsibility for our own, but then we also refuse to look at the facts and just make a righteous choice or have a righteous opinion because it's the right thing to do. We always got to find something bad when it comes to white folks, when it comes to police, and when it comes to the system. It's always something bad that just niggas harp on. Niggas will never acknowledge and will never talk about the shit that they need to do, the things that we need to do as black people. We'll never do that. We just consistently look at anything that's white, anything that's police, or anything that's government that ain't Democrat and make it the worst. It is the worst thing ever. It's wrong. It ain't right. And it's all feelings. To make that statement to say, I don't even know all the facts. And to still say, I just feel it was wrong, G. I just feel it was wrong, bro. It goes to show not just your biasness, but it goes to show your lack of intelligence. That's the reason why niggas don't have voices in rooms. That's why niggas are the last ones to even get an opportunity because of shit like this. The fact that you're willing to even type that and make that statement, knowing that you're not informed, knowing that you don't have the facts, knowing that all you're talking about is your feelings, it makes you look very unintelligent, sir. And I tried to just let it go, but I couldn't because I saw that there's an opportunity to prove a point to somebody else that may still be in a position where they can change their thought pattern. This is what's wrong with niggas. We have this thing to where we take anything we possibly can to make it someone else's responsibility, to make someone else at fault but our own selves. And we use that as the platform and the foundation for all of our thinking. And I don't know why niggas are still doing that in 2022. I understood it maybe niggas that were sharecroppers back in the olden days, if you will. I understood it for niggas that just got off the plantation and didn't have education. I understood it for them. But you talking about niggas that have been out of slavery for well over 70 years. You talking about niggas that got freedom, has had freedom since Juneteenth, motherfuckers. And y'all still thinking like that? Y'all still are willing to make statements like that. I don't have all the facts and I don't know everything that happened, but I'm just saying, bro, that shit is wrong, G. He wrong. I'm just saying, Tony. I get it if some sharecroppers came up and made that statement. I'd be like, I understand. They sharecroppers. Nigga, first or second generation removed from slavery. I get it. You don't know shit. But in the world of information today, in the information age that we're in today, when you can Google and research literally any fucking thing and get enough information to at least be able to make an educated fucking statement about something, we still as niggas choose to say the dumb shit. It's like just like how I was just talking about fucking fucking Crump. Like, nigga, you know you stupid as fucking. You cannot read very well. Now, you may have connections. You may know how to negotiate. You may know how to get people big settlements. I ain't gonna hate on you for that. But the fact that your big grown fat head ass know that you can't read well and you insist on going out in front of the TV and speaking for families representing not just them but your own goddamn self, and you can't read too good, you a stupid motherfucker. I lose respect for people who put themselves in situations like that intentionally. Intentionally, just for the sake of saying, I want to be out here in the front on the line, like everybody gonna see me on TV now, Joe. Yeah, I bet you that bitch I was trying to fuck, she gonna see me on TV now. Like, we gotta stop doing that stupid shit. Stay in your fucking lane. And if you don't know, shut your fucking mouth for 2 seconds and learn something. That's all I'm asking. I would not come out here and say, I would not get on live and come on and do a show and say, hey, y'all, I ain't seen the video and I don't really know too much about law enforcement and how shit go, but man, what they did was wrong, bro. I would expect you niggas to be like, you know what, let me click off this nigga because he done lost his fucking mind. I really would. I would expect you niggas to stop fucking watching me if I decided to just come on a goddamn show and tell y'all what's right and what's wrong just because of how I feel. Why would you do that? Why do we do that? You ask a nigga anything. And I'm not talking about people that's in politics. I'm just saying just most niggas, period. It's an accident on the street and you want to interview a nigga. All feeling. Fuck what they saw. Fuck who it was. Fuck how it occurred. Fuck all that. All feeling. I feel that, well, I feel that they should have. Anytime it's a white motherfucker involved, police involved, or it's the government involved, all niggas want to talk about is their feelings. Fuck what's right. Fuck the truth. Fuck what's wrong. Fuck what the person did wrong. Fuck what they saw. I just want to talk about how I feel. And all I'm telling y'all is this. It diminishes your fucking position. It makes people not pay attention to you. You may get attention, but your words carry very little weight because everyone knows where you're speaking from. Stop doing that shit, niggas. Please. I'm pleading with you motherfuckers. If you don't know and all you got is your feelings, shut the fuck up. Please. That's all we want to do is talk about how we feel. I felt like they should have. Yeah, but you didn't know any of the facts. Yeah, but I still feel like I should have. Yeah, but you didn't see it. Yeah, but I still feel like they always doing that. Well, when? Well, always. Well, how? Always. Then the minute a nigga challenge you on some stupid shit your ass and said, now the nigga's a coon, now the nigga sleep, now he ain't woke, and he need to be canceled. The only thing niggas can do when you challenge their feelings is respond with insults. And I'm sick of niggas doing that.
In that moment, they're responding to a code 3 call. That means red lights and siren, shots fired, possibly an active shooter. That's what was in the mind of the officers. The suspect hitting this woman with that lock probably sounded to the witnesses like gunfire, and that's what the officers were responding to when they encountered the suspect. Now, I give you, there was some distance between them, but they did not have concealment. There was a clothing rack between the officers and the suspect. Had he been armed, as they were told and believed, he certainly could have done great damage to the officers, fatally wounding one of them had they not acted in the manner that they did.
So, Ellie, briefly, what's next in this investigation? What's the process?
Yeah, so state investigators will get involved now because there was a fatality. They'll do their findings. Look, they need to be transparent here. They need to be accurate, and they need to move quickly here. Ultimately, a prosecutor at the state AG's office and the local prosecutors will sit down and make a determination whether to put the case in front of a grand jury and whether to seek an indictment or not.
And there it is. And there it is. And the thing is this, and I guess one of my problems and why I continue to do this, we have got to get past, and we've got to get, I want us to do more, because I understand that, yeah, what usually happens in this situation, what happens? Somebody gets shot and killed by the police, whatever the case may be. There's an officer involved shooting. All the end all, the be all is going to be a fucking lawsuit. You're going to get a settlement. You're going to get some money. However, I understand that even though people, you can try to equate that lawsuit settlement to justice, but it's really not. It's really not. I mean, that little girl could have been the next doctor, could have been the next surgeon, could have been the next Ben Crump. We have got to move past the point of where just because we broke, the only thing we looking for is a come up on a settlement. And it seems like that's what we've gotten to. How about we save a life when we can and try to make it, because not necessarily in this situation, but in a lot of other situations where you had these niggas that's running from the police, fighting with the police, then they wind up dying by the police, and then it's just a settlement issue. But we still got lives that are being lost because people are not being reasonable. Nigga, you don't want to go to jail, so you gonna fight the police to the death? We need to take more value in human life than just that of a settlement. Okay, you get a couple of $100,000. You get a few $1 million. I get it. Life-changing money to some degree. but you still have to do it at what cost? The cost of your son, the cost of your daughter, the cost of your uncle, the cost of your auntie, the cost of your cousin, the cost of your child dying. Like, really? Because once you get that money, once you buy the clothes, once you get the car, once you get the house, what else is there? Most people that are broke as fuck that do get these settlements, they don't know what to do with the money after they get them first initial purchases. You get $3, $4, $5 million in a lawsuit. What niggas gonna go do? I'm gonna go buy a house. I'm gonna go buy some cars. I'm gonna go buy some clothes. I'm gonna go on a couple of trips. All right, that's gonna take anywhere between 6 to 12 months. So a year later, what you doing? I started me a business. What's your business? I do parties. Really? Seriously? And when you go and look back at these people 5 years later, they just the same motherfucker in a better house. If they still got it. Now you got to pay $15,000 a year in taxes for this place where you to move to. You can barely take care of the house because you ain't got no job. You can barely pay the taxes on it because that's why you working the little job you got so you can pay the taxes on the motherfucker. But you can barely take care of the lifestyle that you just went and tried to afford. You can't pay the insurance on the cars that you done bought. You done spent so much money doing all this other shit that you really don't have yourself set up to literally take on the responsibility of the life you tried to afford yourself. We are notorious for living outside of our means. We're notorious for it. We go and move just like that girl that was on Ayana Fix My Life. She won the fucking lottery and damn near lost it all. She lost it all. Had a nigga that was going in and out of jail that she kept bailing out and shit. She went and bought a big ass house. She bought the clothes. She bought all the little toys. Got her man what was it? A body shop or some shit like that. Nigga wasn't going to work. And you do all of this and then you look back. After that initial money spending, you don't have no plan. So what are you really doing? Nothing. Literally nothing. And you lose it all. And you wind up being in a worse situation than what you was because now you got family and friends that's mad at you because you didn't give them enough money. You ain't do enough for them. So it's like we have this thing to where we just always try to wrap it up and try to equate everything to money when that ain't what it's all about. We have other things that we need to address and take care of, like mental health, physical health, those type of things. And I don't know how I got on this, but it's just the truth. It's just the truth. You ask most people what they would do if they won, just like now, the lottery is $500 million. I got some plans. I got some plans if I win it. But it's like a lot of people don't. They gonna tell you I'm gonna buy my mama a house, I'm gonna get some car, and just ask people. Ask some people that shit. What would you do if you won the lottery or you had a windfall of a large sum of money? What would you do with it after you got the house, the cars, the clothes, and you done went on the trips? You done went and saw the world. You done donated to all other places because you know niggas always say they gonna donate. Oh, I'm gonna donate to help the homeless. All right, after you did all that, a year later, 2 years later, now you back at home. What are you going to do to provide a living for yourself and to make money for yourself and your family and for those generations to come after you? And a lot of people don't have that figured out because a lot of people don't think past that part. Once I've done all the shit I want to do that initially just costs a lot of money, what would I do now? What am I going to do now? What is my life going to consist of now? How do I maintain what I've acquired? And how do I leave something for those that are coming behind me? You got your kids in private school, fine. You got your cars, you got your college fund set up. Niggas always talk that shit. Everybody gonna get a college fund. I'm gonna pay my mama house off. I'm gonna get my house. I'm gonna do all this. I'm gonna pay off my church that I go to. All right, fine. What do you do now after that? When you come back home off of that last trip, because you done went and saw the world, Craig, now what do? A lot of people don't have that figured out. And a lot of people, when they get money like this, they don't have it figured out. And when they do get money, when they do get that windfall, they fuck it off. They fuck all the money up. And then they wind up being either worse off than they were or being right back where they started. Look at a lot of professional sports players. Just like look at Kwame Brown. Look at nigga, even Antoine Walker. You get that money and you spend that money, and thank God that them niggas have shit like pensions. Because a lot of them niggas would literally fuck around and be so fucked up they would be homeless. Just something to think about. Let's go ahead, and this is the actual footage, and you can actually see what took place and how this shit unfolded. And I want you to really pay attention to this, because this is like what a lot of people will talk about and will be like, yeah, this is the part where you really get to see the facts.
In the city of Los Angeles on December 23rd, 2021. You're about to see relevant video footage.
And I'll address that. Yeah, you right, Lance. Kwame ain't broke, but Kwame ain't no $66 million nigga neither. You see what I mean? That's my point. While you trying to defend another nigga, you missing my point. I'm not saying that a nigga is out on their ass broke, but you ain't no $66 million nigga. You ain't even no $25 million nigga. You ain't no $33 million nigga. Right. Crestline Iceberg, Scottie Pippen, Allen Iverson. Just like Allen Iverson said it himself, had his ex-wife not given him back the money that he was going to get, he would be broke. She literally saved him. She literally saved that nigga from being fucking broke. Hundreds of millions of dollars this nigga had. But because of lack of financial literacy, doing things like just the simple thing. I mean, one of the first things that and I just learned this, you know, just from talking with people that have money. One of the first things you do if you get a windfall of money is you secure your place, someplace to live. Paid off. All that. No, you don't want to pay off your mortgage because you want to keep that to help. Fuck that. Nigga, you get a contract for $10 million. You go and hit the lottery for $200,000. Buy and pay for your house, nigga. Do you go and pay for all your motherfucking assets? No, but you should have one place that is bought and paid for. That if you lose it all, I still have this and I'm good, free and clear. That's all I'm saying. That's what you want to make sure that you've done. Right. Michael Jordan ain't on YouTube, nigga. Michael Jordan ain't on YouTube trying to go viral. You understand that? He's not in that situation. Just like them niggas that you see out here. Will Smith is on YouTube, but Will Smith don't live on YouTube. Will Smith ain't trying to go viral. Do you understand that? This is the thing that I'm talking about when it just comes to financial literacy and just saying making smart business decisions, because niggas don't know. Literally, they don't know. When you have a situation where, nigga, you go and you win a motherfucking, you hit the numbers or some shit like that and you get $200,000. Pay your house off. Don't go buy a $200,000 house with that $200,000. No, nigga, pay your house off that you living in now. That little $90,000 house, that $80,000, $137,000 house you living in, pay that shit off. Then you go and say, well, I want to buy me another house later, if you can afford it. Do you understand that? And I get it that a lot of people think that, oh man, you don't know what a nigga get, man. Niggas get. No, you have to understand what you're doing, because if all this shit go left, I can at least go back to my home. I got my car that's paid for. I ain't leasing no fucking Wraith. I got a house, I got a car that's paid for. Then you take your money and you put you some shit up in savings. Do shit like pay taxes. And I'm talking about that. I'm talking about these athletes and these rappers that get a little bit of money. Right. Straight Sith says Will Smith got fuck you money. Dave Chappelle got fuck you money. Michael Jordan got fuck you money. LeBron James got fuck you money. That's what I'm saying. Those niggas, everybody don't get $100 million. Everybody don't get $66 million. Some people only get $6 million. Some people only get $600,000. I think the NBA league minimum is something like, I want to say it's $450,000. That's not a bad living. But if you trying to keep up with the niggas that got $450 million, oh nigga, you gonna be fucked up real quick. Real quick. You can't go out and buy out the bar. You can't go to Jacob the jeweler. You can't go and do all of that shit that these niggas is doing. That's what I'm saying. It's just like, even like niggas don't understand shit like cars depreciate. Like cars. I will never buy a brand new car off the lot ever again in my life. I haven't yet. I ain't had that kind of money. But I would never do that. I would never go and buy a brand new car off the lot. Why? Not that it's a bad thing. My lifestyle, I can't afford that right now. Oh, this nigga said in the NBA is $800,000. Okay, $800,000. So you figure $800,000, you get a paycheck after every game, $80-something thousand roughly. Actually, a little bit less than that. If you play 82 games, you play $800,000. Somebody divide that. $70-something thousand or whatever a game. That ain't bad. But it depends on the lifestyle that you have to go along with that. That's the kind of shit that you have to look at, because when you don't, you get in situations where you look and be like, damn, I had $81 million and it's all gone. Damn near gone. Niggas don't even think to chop the money in half. Like if you get 100,000, let's say you get $66,000, $66 million. You instantly take 30 million of that and you chop it in half and you put that aside for your taxes. Not to say that it's all gonna go to tax, depending on what kind of tax attorney you got to figure that shit out for you. But you take 30 million of that 66 million and you put it to the side, 33 million to the side. Then you take the other 33 million that you have left, you take that 33 million, you cut that in half. So that's what, about 15 million, you put that in your savings. Now you got about what, 18 million left? That's what you go and you live off of and you buy shit off of. So you take that and you go and say, yeah, this $66 million I just got in a contract, I'm taking half of that and putting that aside for taxes. Thank you, Joe Biden. Now I'm going to take that other 33, I'm going to cut that in half. That's what, 17.5 or some shit like that or whatever that is. Now I got to take half of that and put that in my savings. So I got $17 million in my savings. Now I got this $17 million to go and buy all my shoes, cars, clothes, house, trips, mama and them, and whatever the fuck else I'm going to do. That's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. That's what people don't even understand that. That's just basic shit. That's basic, like you might still make it and be okay if you did just that. But you get all that money at once and you look at it and you be like, damn, I'm out here. I'm going to buy me a Benz tomorrow. I'm going to get this Ferrari today. I'm going to go buy 3 cars. That's just what it is. So let's go ahead and let's watch this.
About other evidence and police procedures related to the case, so you can have a better understanding of what occurred. based on what we know right now. Officers assigned to North Hollywood Division responded to a radio call of an assault with a deadly weapon in progress at a business in the 12,100 block of Victory Boulevard. While en route to the location, the officers received multiple radio calls from the same location that there was a possible shooting in progress and there were individuals sheltering in place. There are several 911 calls and radio broadcasts from this incident.
Evacuate the building, everybody! Evacuate the building! What's the emergency? I had a hostile customer in my store attacking customers. 12121, Victory Way. Ma'am, what is it, a male or female? Ma'am, he's breaking things. He's breaking things. Ma'am, hello. I need you to listen to me so I can send some help. Is it a male or a female? Male. What's the name of your store? Burlington.
Closed-circuit television video captured the suspect prior to the officer's arrival. In review of the video, it appears the suspect attacked several people. The suspect entered the store with his bicycle at around 11 a.m. and took the escalator up to the second floor.
Now you see this nigga, right? Now watch what he do. And I'm gonna make my point with this too. This is exactly why people need to be armed. This is exactly why, because I'm telling you right now, had I been in that Burlington store, police, that girl would have lived, number one, and I would have shot that nigga 2-3 minutes before the police even got there. That nigga would have been dead. Walking around with that lock, nigga, I'm not playing with you. I'm putting your ass down. His ass would have been dead, and that little girl would still be alive had there been a fucking hero or a fucking sheepdog with a gun in that store. But when you have that, oh, we don't need guns here. We need to let the police do their job. The police need to come. We don't need to, the police need to be the ones that shoot people. We don't need citizens. This is exactly why you need to have everybody damn near that needs to be armed. Because when you get motherfuckers like this is when literally, like I always say, in situations like this, every second counts. Every second counts. And just watch this. Nigga got this bike, go upstairs.
Store employee made contact with
look at him
about his bike.
He done put on clothes and shit.
And the suspect smashed a computer monitor nearby.
Look at what he doing. Look at what he doing.
Moved on to hit the glass railing.
Look at him. Now I know somebody gonna ask, Brian, what? I was just about to say it. What would you have done, not the police, and can you do that? Hell yeah, you could do that. What I would have done, I'm in the store, because I've been to Burlington with my kids before, and I got a nigga like this to come in. I'd have told my wife, honey, we're gonna go out this door, I'm gonna escort y'all down, and we're gonna go and get the kids out of here. And I'd have took them out to the car, call the police, tell them what's happening. That's what I would have done. And I came in and seen this nigga doing this wild and crazy shit. I'd have been like, hey man, you need to put that shit down. And the minute that motherfucker would have been on some, I would have been like, double tap nigga right in the chest. Go down. Next thing you know, this nigga would have been laying down and they would have been like,
the upper room when Jesus.
That's where that nigga would have went to. The upper room. That's exactly what would have happened. You don't play around with this time. Let me tell y'all something. When people do shit like this, I understand there's people that's mentally ill. You get people that's crazy. You get people that ain't took their medicine. I get all that. But when your ass is out here in public, nigga, you don't have the right to hold society hostage because you want to wild the fuck out. I don't give a fuck what's wrong with you. Your mama could have died. Your son could have got shot. You could have just had your kid and your baby mama took your kid away. They could have just told your ass that you got 3 months to live because you got cancer. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to make an excuse for a nigga like this out here in society in public. You want to be at home and you feel sorry for yourself? Fine. But the minute you step your ass out and you start doing wilding out shit like this, nigga, it's going to be, someone please call 911. That's it. And if your ass don't sit the fuck down, you still going to wild the fuck out?
Next, he took the escalator down and encountered another female. He
Look at what he's doing. She's trying to get away.
The suspect tackled
Look
her
at
and
him.
hit her with the lock. That female was able to break away and
Look
run out
at
of the
him.
store.
Look at what he's doing. Terrorizing everybody. Yeah, bitch. Tackled her motherfucking ass.
As another female came down the escalator.
What if that's your mama? What if that's your sister? What if that's your wife? What if that's your cousin? It's like, what the fuck? But people feel emboldened nowadays to do whatever the fuck they want to do because they know most people ain't gonna do shit. Over here on United Guns of America, he said, why aren't men protecting women? Because women are independent and they can take care of themselves, right? Right? Would you have stole his bike? Why the fuck would I steal a bike? Kodak Courage.
Later, he attempted to
Guess he
grab
was trying to
her,
be
but
funny.
she was able to break free and run out of the store. The suspect then went back up to the second floor, to the area by the dressing room, where he observed a third female pushing a shop.
What is he doing? I'm going to go fuck up some more people. That's essentially what he's doing. I'm going to fuck with some more people.
Card. The suspect approached that female from behind and struck her over the head with the bike lock. That female crawled away, and the suspect grabbed her and dragged her near the dressing room.
What do you do with a nigga like this? I'm telling y'all, you have got to understand that this is the kind of shit that when you dealing with stupid motherfuckers like this, man, please, you ain't got time for that. As the old philosopher Sweet Brown said, nobody got time for that. Long Beach said, great show. Hit me with $10. Thank you so much. And those of you that are watching live or on replay, please feel free to hit that Cash App. Go ahead and do that. 2022, we got to get this money. Let's go. Come on, y'all. But what do you do when you got a guy like this in the store? And they're trying to make it seem like a lock ain't really nothing to be trifled with. The bullshit it ain't.
And continued to beat her with the lock. As officers arrived at the location, they were directed upstairs to the suspect and began a search.
And here's my thing. What are these guys all standing here doing? In a situation like this, I will critique them on that. In a situation like this, nigga, y'all need to be fast and dynamic. Fast and deliberate. You are in a dynamic situation right now. Y'all ain't got time to huddle the fuck up and figure shit out. Because and here's why I'm saying that. If this is a situation where you don't know if this is an active shooter or not. If this is an active shooter, they stopped that rule years ago with Columbine. You don't sit around and try to, what we gonna do? Who gonna go? Where we go? No. First on the scene, nigga, you up and at them. That's it. Do I think the 402 food guy said, do you think the store is at fault for any of this? I do not. I do not. I don't think the store had any, because this is a person who just walked the fuck in. This person just walked the fuck in. So it's like it's totally out of your control. This is a society problem. This is a public citizen that's doing this shit. But all I'm saying is that why y'all standing around? What the fuck y'all standing around for? I don't get it. What the fuck are you trying to figure out when somebody's life could be on the line? That dude could have been stabbing somebody. So I guess while y'all sit and figure out what we gonna do, hey, get distance. Hey, back up. I guess while y'all figuring that shit out, I just gotta keep taking these motherfucking stabs by Stabby McStabberson.
Oh. During that search, officers located a female who was suffering from various injuries and bleeding.
Hey, she's bleeding. She's bleeding.
They encountered the suspect.
You see that? You don't have time for that other bullshit. Let's go. It's go time. I'm looking for the person who's causing the problem. That's what I'm looking for. Not to say you got to go in guns blazing and a shooting, but I need to have my gun out and I need to be moving fast and deliberate in a dynamic situation, assessing as much as I can to get to the problem. Right. Jamaga said they moving scared and slow. They were. They actually were. I would have been going at these boys like, hey, it's go time. This is what the fuck you train for. This is what this shit is.
A short distance away, and an officer-involved shooting occurred.
Now, right here, there's your bad guy. There is your bad guy right there.
The suspect was struck by gunfire and taken into custody. The Los Angeles Fire Department paramedics responded and determined the suspect deceased at scene. Unbeknownst to the officers, a 14-year-old girl was in the changing room behind a wall that was behind the suspect and out of the officer's view. She was in the changing area with her mother when the officers encountered the suspect and the officer-involved shooting occurred.
And here's my thing. That's drywall. That's not cinder block. That's drywall. Just as easy as this bullet could have went through. Let me pull this one out. So could this. Let me go and show you. This is a 9mm full metal jacket. Just as easy as that could have went through. This one here went through. This is a 223 round. That could have went through as well. It's drywall. And that's why I said in the beginning, as far as the type of ammunition, and I think somebody put it in there saying that they can't use hollow points. This is, in my opinion, what should be in law enforcement AR-15. Looks like it's a standard 223 round, but bam. See that little piece of plastic that's in there? That is a part of the bullet that helps it expand. This is like a hollow point. So this will cause the bullet to expand once it hits. This will cause it to flatten out. This will cause it to not have as much penetration from the initial contact. This motherfucker right here, this will go through drywall. This will go through several walls because of the velocity of the bullet. But in my opinion, I think that law enforcement, in just my opinion, I think law enforcement should have bullets like this that are hollow points. They go through as well, but these are less likely or more likely to slow down and to stop because of the spread of the bullet. And I'm not saying, I'm not even getting close to saying that that girl would have survived had that been a hollow point bullet. Nope. Nope. Not going to say that. But what I will say is this, is that this is one of those situations where there was, and I do get the fact that people will say you got to be aware of what of your target and what's beyond it. Yes, that is one of the firearm safety rules. Yes, you have to be accountable for every bullet that leaves your gun. Yes, but in a situation like this, how could I have known? How could I have known what was out? What if there was somebody behind it? Because when you look at it, it doesn't even look
During
like
a search for additional
that's the
suspects and
area.
victims.
That
Officers
area
found the
has
girl
that.
and discovered she had been struck by gunfire, and she was determined deceased at scene. The suspect was later identified as Daniel Elena Lopez, a 24-year-old resident of Los Angeles. We at the LAPD would the suspect and the officer-involved
See
shooting
that?
occurred.
That's where the bullet went through the dressing room wall. If I'm coming and standing in the aisle, just like I am, how would I know that? It's not even an identifiable room. Like if there was a door or something like that, then maybe you could say, yeah. But there was no way that anybody coming into that situation, unless you just had a floor plan knowledge of that area, that you would know that there's a dressing room back there. You just wouldn't know. And then to know if there's somebody actually in that dressing room. This is literally just one of those unfortunate events. Just like the lady who was in this was another shooting in California. I mean, not a shooting, but a stabbing. A guy in California wilding out in a little courtyard of an apartment or whatever. He wilding out, got a knife. Police come. Trying not to act in the moment, not acting soon enough. Guy walking around with a knife, talking shit and threatening and everybody, kill me, mother, kill me. Walking down, there's a citizen who's standing there watching, not realizing how much this guy's closing in. He grabs her, takes her as a hostage with the knife, and begins to stab her. Police then, hands forced, shoot him and her, killed them both. Just saying. That's why I'm telling you, it really does matter when you have good guys with guns. It really does matter. It really can help you when you have good guys with guns out and about. Because had that been in Texas, and had I been in that Burlington, it would have been a different story. It would have been a totally different. Daniel would have been dead.
During a search for additional suspects in
Daniel
victims,
ass would have been
officers
down.
found the girl and discovered she
and
had
they
been
would have
struck by
came
gunfire,
and caught that
and she was
motherfucker somewhere on
determined
that
deceased at the
escalator
scene.
or
The
somewhere
suspect
in
was
that
later-
lobby, and they'd have been like, yeah, Daniel would have been down. Y'all would have seen me with my hands up saying, yes, I'm the shooter. I want my lawyer. That's what y'all would have seen on the policeman body cam. They'd have came up. I'd have had my hands up. My gun would have been in my holster. And I'd have been like, yes, I'm the shooter. Yes, I shot this guy. Yes, I would like to have my attorney. That's what would have happened. I'd have lit Daniel Elena Lopez Sanchez Octavio Ortega ass the fuck up. All his names and everything. I'd have gave him a shot for every goddamn extra name he got. That's at least 3 bullets. Daniel Elena Lopez, that's 3 bullets for your ass. Keith said, damn, Daniel. Yes, that's back at it with the white Vans on. I'd have hit his ass up.
They're identified as Daniel Elena Lopez, a 24-year-old resident of Los Angeles. We at the LAPD would like to express our most heartfelt condolences and profound regret for the loss of this innocent victim, Valentina Orellana-Peralta. There are no words that can describe the depth of the sorrow we feel for this tragic outcome.
Yep. And that would have been that. That would have been that. I'm telling you. Tell them, Brian, we protect ourselves in Texas. I'm telling you, it's not a thing. And a lot of people, I know that y'all think that, people are gun nuts in Texas and all that shit. But I'm telling you like this. When it comes to being in this type of free society that we're supposed to have, why wouldn't you want to have the ability to protect yourself? Do everybody need to carry guns? No, but most of us that can should. It should be a part of our culture to where, hey, that's just one of the things that we do. Right. Wolf Bear said, remember the West Freeman church shooting in Texas? Good guy with a gun stopped an active shooter. Where a situation where multiple lives would have been lost, there was one life lost and the shooter's life was lost. That dude came in on some fuck shit, shot the deacon, and then he got shot. Imagine if that guy who was there working security for the church would not have been there. Imagine if that guy would have been in, thank you, Calvin, would have been in New York, where motherfuckers can't have guns. Then it would have been, oh, we having a vigil. Oh, you got the mayor out there. You got all these people outside now having a vigil for the 15 people that died. You have to, I'm telling you, you go back and you look at these different shootings that have taken place. And if you had people, and I'm not just saying in mass shootings or in active shooters, just when you have these situations that occur, imagine if you had a good guy with a gun there. If not, more than half those people that lose their lives in these situations wouldn't have. They wouldn't have. Look at what's the little white boy name that went and shot the niggas up in the church, the black church? What's that white boy name? I can't think of his goddamn name. But you look at that shooting. Imagine had there been a deacon there with a gun. Imagine there had been a security person or an armor bearer or something like that with a gun. Dylan Roof. Thank you. Imagine if there would have been somebody there in that church. Dylan Roof had his way. He had his way in that church because there was no good guy with a gun in that church. No God-fearing man with a gun in that church. Like the two can't exist. Now you can talk about it was racist. He's a little racist. He's an Aryan nation. He's a Klansman kid. Say whatever the fuck you want to say about him. He could be the biggest racist ever. What do you want to do? Call him a racist or stop the little motherfucker? Because if you're going to stop the little motherfucker, what you need to have is a guy there with a gun. Imagine if Deacon Smith, Deacon Jones, not just a football player, would have been in that church when Dylan Roof started shooting people. Imagine. But then when you got a motherfucker like Beto O'Rourke talking about, you goddamn right, we're going to take your guns. We're going to take your AR-15s. We're going to take your AK-47s. That's the same motherfucker that'll be outside the church talking about, it's just tragic how we get these lost lives out here. Well, Beto, if a motherfucker would have had a gun, maybe it would have only been one person dead instead of 12. Yeah, but it's the guns. That's what we got to do. We got to stop. Well, he got the gun illegally. Yeah, but see, we got to just stop the guns. If we can stop the guns, then that. Well, we can't stop the guns, motherfucker. So how about we just stop the people who got the guns? It's that simple. We overcomplicate the simplest things. The simplest things. We take care of the gun. Statistics show. Bullshit statistics show. They ain't got no guns over in England. What's happening? A bunch of motherfuckers getting stabbed. They ain't got no guns over in fucking France. What's happening? Stabbings are through the roof. Dylan Roof. Yeah. No pun intended. But I'm just telling you, it's that type of mentality that we have to where we don't want to empower ourselves to protect ourselves and those that are our loved ones. And you know why? Because you got a bunch of motherfuckers that's up in goddamn Washington, D.C. and across the rest of the country that think if you got your own gun and you can protect yourself, you'll think for yourself, and you're going to wonder what the fuck I'm up to, and you'll try to stop me from doing all the fuck shit I'm doing as a fucking government official, as a politician, as a civil servant. Just saying. That's what all this shit comes down to. They want to be able to tell us what the fuck to do. They want to tell us how the fuck to feel. They want to tell us what to like, what to don't like. And here's the kicker. They want to tell us how to do all this shit while they do it. Ain't that some shit? Pulled up in the CADILL bumping AC. While they do the very thing that they don't want us to do, they do it. And they try to make you afraid to live. They make you afraid to fucking think. They want to make you afraid to fucking question. That's what they want to do. And it's terrible that we're in that type of society to where we have our politicians telling us what's best for us. That don't even sound like it make any fucking sense. Do it. I'm going to tell you what's best for you, even though you don't know what's best for you, and I don't even know you. I'm going to tell you what's best for you. I'm going to tell you how you should protect yourself, even though I protect myself the way I don't want you to protect yourself. Somebody tell me that. That's why when these motherfuckers talk about these gun debates and all that shit, gun debates today, it's a fucking moot point. There is no debate. There is no debate. A motherfucker that's trying to tell you how to protect yourself and what you should have to protect yourself while they're being protected by the very same thing they telling you not to protect yourself with, nigga, you think I'm stupid. Yeah, you don't need to have a gun, even though I got people that walk around and protect me with guns. Boy, shut the fuck up talking to me. What? That's what it is. A motherfucker who's telling you to buy a shotgun to protect your life is in turn being protected and being guarded by people who don't have shotguns. They got fucking P90s. They get motherfucking MP5s. How does that make any sense? How do you even listen to someone who tells you that? It's like I'm telling people to stop eating chicken while I'm frying chicken, eating it. Yeah, y'all need to stop fucking around with this chicken, y'all. This chicken is no good for you. It's like, what? What? It makes no sense. Beto O'Rourke, Joe Biden, all the rest of these motherfuckers that's telling you you don't need to have guns. Bloomberg, all these motherfuckers, de Blasio, all these motherfuckers that's telling you you don't need guns. You should just be out here with your hands and hope and pray and hope and wishing to pray that the police come. All of those motherfuckers are guarded by, protected by, and live in neighborhoods where they have armed security guards with guns. They travel with details that carry guns. How do you not put two and two together? It makes no sense. So anytime somebody tries to have that, you can't nobody ever have that conversation with me. Well, you can have the conversation with me, but you can never beat me in that argument. Ever. Never, ever, ever, never. No one could ever win a gun debate with me. It's impossible. Oh, that's right, Leslie. That's right. They do got a new man. They got that nigga, Eric Adams. Right. That's right. They got rid of de Blasio ass. They sure the fuck do. I forgot about that. They're like, nigga, you done ran this city into the ground long enough. Get your ass from behind the wheel. Let's get this nigga in here. He easier to blame if shit go left. I forgot about that. But that's what it is. And in situations like this, where you need to have citizens who have guns, who have training, because they could have very well prevented this shit even going to where it went. I'd have rather just been Daniel ass dead to the motherfucker than Daniel and the lady hit with the lock, the other lady who got pushed down the steps, and the lady who got drugged in the damn aisle, all bloody shit. I would have rather them just to shot Daniel ass in the lobby and it been over with than to have all the extra shit that went down go down. That's how we got to look at this shit, man. Everybody, I'm just a firm believer that any and everybody who can wield a gun and can go through the training of carrying a firearm, take you a training class a couple of times a year, everybody should do it who can. Because you never know. You never know when the situation may come. Do I want to go shoot a motherfucker? Absolutely not. But I damn sure don't want to get my ass whooped with a nigga with a fucking lock who just having a bad fucking day or didn't take their meds. If that would have been my wife, I would have wanted to resurrect that motherfucker so that I could kill his ass. Just saying. But that could have been somebody else's loved one. That could have been my wife in that motherfucking store. That could have been my wife in that store in the dressing room with our daughter. That could have been my wife in the lot, going down the escalator trying to get away from that motherfucker that got tackled and got her ass beat. That could have been my wife who was walking down the aisle unbeknownst to her, and the nigga just come up from behind and whack her in her motherfucking head and bust her shit. My wife could have been in any one of those scenarios. And if I'm not there, what I would want to have is a nigga like me around that could have shut that nigga down in about 2 or 3 double taps. That's all I'm saying. Eyes Inside said, do you think that... Shout out to my man, Mr. Maxwell. Hit your boy with $5. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you. And anybody else to feel free to hit that cash out, please. The link is in the description box and it's at the top of the chat. Let's get it. What did he say? He says, the eye inside says, hey, Brian, do you think frangible ammo would also be a good substitute instead of full metal jacket indoors? To some degree, yes. But the thing is that yes, it would have been. Just the simple answer, yes. It could have been. And like I said, in my opinion, I think that law enforcement should carry hollow points. I just do. Because there's more because having that over penetration, it's like there's more, in my opinion, there's more bad that can come from it than good. Just saying. Because the thing is, I would rather have a bullet that's gonna not go as hard and as far as one that I know that's gonna go hard and far. Just like the bullet that's in an FN. That bullet's gonna go long, it's gonna go hard, it's gonna go fast, it's gonna fuck some shit up. The FN57, the same bullet that's in a P90 is in an FN57. It's the same thing. So it's like, I would not want that to be a weapon that you use indoors because you're going to get over penetration. It's going to be a thing. So in order for that to not be the situation or be the case, hey, because you can still make the argument and say, what if I'm shooting at a motherfucker across the street in another building or some shit? If I'm shooting some motherfuckers outside, I'm going to need that penetration if I'm shooting through a car. Just saying, it works in a lot of different ways, and you can try to, do what you can best for the best scenario. But in my opinion, I will say this: in our society, here in America, I would take armed citizens that have been trained and have firearms than to have it the way that it is now, waiting on the police. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Miriam. Thank you so much. Hit your boy with $5. I appreciate it. That's what I'm getting to. That's what I would like to see. We can talk about non-lethal. We can talk about tasers and pepper guns, pellets. You can talk all that shit you want, but that's still requiring an officer to respond. I would rather have a good guy with some training to respond to a situation like this than to wait 3 to 5 minutes or 4 minutes for the fucking police. That's all I'm saying. And just like Wolf Bear, I see what you're saying. Carry assorted mags with different ammo and know the zero of your scope to match the ammo. That's a lot of extra variables. Could work, but it's a lot of extra variables to put into some shit like that. It is. It ain't, and in my opinion, nothing's gonna beat a good guy that got some training with a gun in these situations. You ain't gonna beat it. Response time, series of events that's occurred, minimizing the time that this motherfucker gets to do the fuck shit he's doing. It works. It works. It just does. So that's what we need to get to. We need to make sure that our people are armed and that they have training. That's my thing. You put those two things together, we'll have a safer America. We'll have a safer neighborhood. We'll have a safer society. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for taking their time to come and check me out tonight. Please click that like button, click the subscribe button, share this out to somebody who hasn't seen it, and give me your thoughts. Let me know in the chat if you guys got any questions. Put it in the comment section or anything like that. If there's anybody that needs to have what was the dude that was in here earlier? What's his name? Jerry something. I was saying that stupid shit. I don't know if he's still around or not. But if you want to have a conversation, hit me up. Let me know. Y'all know I don't mind talking about whatever when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's like, yes, UFO kamikaze, you hit it on the nail on the head. Kyle Rittenhouse should have been there because Daniel would have got done. He would have got his arm vaporized like that other motherfucker. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, you guys definitely let me know what you guys think, what your opinions are about this shooting. This, like I said, in my opinion, I think it was a clean shoot. I think that the events that took place, it was unfortunate that little girl died, but they were forced to do it. They didn't have a choice because of the shit that happened. That's just what it was. You don't always know what behind this wall, what dressing room is here, you don't have that time to decide all of that when you got somebody getting their ass beat to death with a fucking lock. You just don't. So with that being said, thank you guys. I love y'all. Till next time, peace, and I'm out. Be sure to click the subscribe button, click that like button, and check out the United Guns of America, my other channel. And be sure to, like I said, share this with somebody. We got to get to 10,000 subs, y'all. Let's go. All right, y'all. Till next time, I love y'all. Peace, and I'm out.
What's going on, everybody out there in the internet world? It's me, Brian Redmond, also known as the Relationship Rehab. And I need you to do two things.
Yes, I do.
What are those two things? Subscribing to both my channels.
Yes,
I
that's
need
right.
you to go to the Relationship Rehab, subscribe to that channel, and then I need you to go to United Guns of America and go to that channel. Now you may be asking, why would I do that, Brian? Because it's two of the hottest channels on the internet. Come over there, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, have conversations, because that's what it's all about. We talk about some of everything: politics, relationships, guns, law enforcement, community stuff. Anything that's happening, I'm willing to have a conversation about it. So come on over. You don't got nothing else to lose, and you ain't got nothing else to do. So come to my channel, subscribe ASAP, and join in on the fun. Twice the entertainment, 2 channels, twice the fun. Come on and have a funky good time with your boy. Peace, and I'm out.
Happy New Year, everybody.